everybody, how are we all? I'm still not back to being 100%, but I decided that I was going to do a live stream anyway. So bear with if I start coughing. I will try and mute myself so I don't deafen you all. But yeah, bear with. Hi to everybody. Who have we got so far? Sandra, Vicky, Marianne, Karen, Anne, and Anika, and Evelyn so far in the chat, so I can see. So if there's anybody else, I apologise. You haven't come up. Oh yeah, you're there. Okay, so we've got Nicole, Deb, B. Oh, hello B. Lynette, Ali. Hello, hello. Now, for some reason, my tablet is not updating. Let me just do a quick. There we go. Hi, Sally. Yeah, it's a nightmare, isn't it? I know. I don't know what it started off as like tonsillitis and then morphed into this cough thing. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Hi, Jerry. So it is what it is. Right, so let's do our little thing. You have to bear with me. My brain is not working at all. And I feel a bit jittery, so you have to bear with me. Hi, Anne and Colleen and Carolyn and Louise. Right, so this is a live stream. If you're watching this back, the replay, it won't be very chatty because I don't want to talk too much, but it will be more chatty than just a tutorial. So you can always skip through the bits you don't want to see, or you can come and join us live next time, or you can wait and there will be a tutorial at some point, which will obviously not be chatty. Hi, Rosemary. Massive thank you to all my members. If you want to become a member, you can. At the moment, I'm not doing a whole load of member-only content just because of life and obviously illness at the moment. But that's not to say that in the future there will be stuff. So just bear with. But there's obviously member perks. If you click on join, it will tell you all the different perks for the different things, for the different levels. Just had to have a bit of a cough there. Bear with. Yeah, so that's that. And then also don't forget to hit the like button if you can, and hit on the notification bell so you don't miss a video. That's always good as well. Right, bear with while I get my brain together. The card we're doing today is one that I saw on Pinterest, but there wasn't any tutorial for it. So it's Yvette Van Boom, and I've done one of her cards before. I can't remember which one it was now. I did see it this morning when I was looking through, but anyway, this is the card, and if you can see very well, but that is literally it. That's all I have to go by. It's a picture. There's no link to any video. There's no link to any blog. I did look up on YouTube to see if I could find her, but I couldn't. So I've had to kind of wing it. So this is my little stereotype. No, that's not the word I want. Prototype, that's the word I want, not stereotype. Hi, Nicole. Yeah, so this is the prototype. I don't know what to call it because there was no name on the one that Yvette did, so if you can think of a name then please tell me. It'll be something gatefold. But you've got this at the front and you open it up like that, and you've got these two little bits here, and then there's space on the back to write. So if you can think of a good name for this, then please let me know. But it's quite cool, and I'm going to be doing the tutorial that I'll do for this, like the edited replay, I'll do as a 6x6, and then yeah, and then I'll give you measurements for the 5x7 in the tutorial. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Or put the measurement, I'll put them in the description anyway. But yeah. So that's the card we're doing today. I'm not going to yeah, Winged Gatefold, that sounds like a good idea. Let me write that one down because that sounds nice and descriptive. Winged Gatefold card. Yeah, like that. Double flat gatefold, yeah, I quite like that as well. It's the little extra little bits that I quite liked on this, because I've seen it before where you've got like this and then these bits. But I just like these little extra bits here. I thought they were quite cool. Quite nice. You can't really see that, obviously this is separate to that. But peekaboo. Hi, Yvette. Yeah, I quite like winged, double flat winged gatefold card, maybe. Maybe amalgamate the two. That might be a good idea. So let me write that down. Double flap. Yeah, I like that. That sounds good to me. Right, so I am not using my own papers, I'm just using stuff from my stash. I was like, you know what, let's just use some stash up, because I've got lots of stash and I don't really use it very often. So that's what we're using. So I can't tell you where it's from or who it's by, or it was just, I think it was a magazine freebie actually. But anyway, we'll come to that in a minute. So, flowing gatefold, yeah, that sounds good as well. Very nice. Right, so you're going to need 2 5x7 card blanks. You can do this with only 1 and then like an extra piece, but it's cleaner and it looks nicer if you use 2. It's also a bit more sturdy, but also it's a bit more weighty, so it swings and roundabouts. So on one of them, well, on both of them, you want to score it. So if you haven't got a 5x7 card blank, you can use a piece at 7x10, and then you're going to score it at 2.5 inches and at 5 inches. And you do that on both pieces. So this one here, 2.5 inches. There's already a 5 inch, but I'm going to go over it again just to make sure it is actually where I want it to be. And then the other thing you want is 2 pieces that are 2 inch by 4, and these you're going to score in half at 2. Now, these could be different. These could not, you know, they could be rectangular if you wanted them to be. You could really, you know, have a bit of a play around, but I thought I'd stick with the square because that's what she'd done hers, and I quite liked it. So I'm just going to fold these in half to make little card blanks. So that's those 2 done. And then this one here, we're going to fold it in half like a card blank, and then we're going to fold the front back on itself like that. There we go. So you're basically making like a Z fold like that, and you're doing the same with this one. Yeah, using up stash is good. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, maybe. maybe. I just don't do it very often because I'm usually just using like my papers or using special dies or whatever, specific items. So I don't do it very often. Right, so that's all the folding and scoring that we need. So you end up with 2 Z foldy pieces like this. And what you want to do is take one, turn it round, and then we're going to stick one over the top of the other. And it's up to you which way you want to do it. I'm going to do it that way round. It doesn't really make a difference. But I'm going to go ahead and add some glue. So put some glue on here. You could use red tape as well. I'm going to go for glue. I can tell you now it's not going to be the longest of live streams today, because, yeah, there's a limit to how long I can talk at the moment. So, and then we're going to take this one here, and this one's going to go over the top of this one, like that. And then we're going to shut them all together. The thing with going over the top of each other is that you know you're definitely going to end up with them meeting in the middle, and there'll be a tiny little gap. Whereas if you do it like and add an extra bit on, so the other way of doing it, if you haven't got 2 5x7 card blanks, or you don't want to do that, you can use a 7x10 and then score it as I just did, and then you can use a 5.5x7 and score it at half an inch. Well, it'll be 2.5 inches and 5 inches, and then stick the half-inch tab at the back. But the only thing with that is you end up with a half-inch tab on the back, which looks unsightly, whereas with this you've just got a nice clean edge to it. And it also means that when you do this, it definitely doesn't bump in the middle, which is nice. So then we need to go ahead and put some mats and layers on. So let me grab all my pieces, of which there are many pieces, just not much. I don't do hot toddies, Nicole. I had a hot chocolate earlier on, but it was a while ago now, so the effect has worn off. Right, so you need one piece in the middle here that is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 for the mat, and the pattern's 4.5 by 6.5. You're also going to need, if you want to, another mat for the back that your white piece is going to go on. So just bear that in mind if you want to do that. So let's go ahead and we're going to stick this one down in the middle. It does end up being quite thick and chunky because you've got a lot of layers. So you want to make sure your matte pieces are very thin. And your pattern pieces are thin too. And you could go for thinner cardstock potentially for your base. So you know, like when you get irritating cheap card that's just really thin and horrible, you could probably use that for this, because you don't want to get too thick. Doesn't want to be too thick. So that's that there. Now this is already feeling, that base, that back there is already feeling very, very chunky. Okay, so then here, in total, you're going to need 4, oh, I've put 4 here. Hang on a second, I need more than 4. Oh no, you need 4. In total, you need 4 pieces of mat that are 2 1/4 by 6 3/4, and 4 pieces of pattern that are 2 by 6 1/2. So you can have 2 that goes there, and 2 that go on here. And I deliberately cut this so that then the pattern carried on, because I figured that that would be a good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. As you can see, it's a nice easy card. I didn't want to go too complicated today. My poor little brain can't do it. So yeah, how is everybody else getting on? Is everyone else alright? I know, but I don't drink those. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't do whiskey or anything else. So yeah, I'm afraid that's not happening. Oh, I was there, just looking for this piece, and it's right in front of my eyes. There you go. So let's stick this one down. Put that across there. How is everybody else's weather as well? We've had some really hot temperatures here, or for us, it's been like 26 degrees, which is, for the UK, it's quite warm. So that's that there. And then we'll stick these 2 down. I think I did them so they matched up. Yeah, like that. So I'll stick these down. Could do with some music playing while I do this. Right. Hi Liz. Orange and ginger cordial. Oh wow. Okay. I've been having honey and lemon. That's sort of been helpful. Hot chocolate is helpful, but then the milk's not good for making extra phlegm. 26 is cool. I know it's not cool here. I mean, for us it's not cool. We're not used to that kind of temperature. You're doing great in the Netherlands at the moment at your son's. Okay, cool. Louise, it's been raining here since last Friday. Oh no. Colleen, coolish in. Oh yeah, because you're in autumn winter now, aren't you? So that's why it's cooled down for you guys. And we've got the sunshine. We're going into summer. Very rainy in Minnesota. Lots of storms. It's not good. It's 26 with you as well in Holland. Aha. Hot lemonade. That's interesting. 23 where you are. Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's supposed to get really hot this week, I believe, for us. Okay. So that's that. And then I think what we'll do next is we'll turn this over and do the back. For the back, you've got your matte piece and then your white piece, which is 4.5 by 6.5. So this is that same. And if you want to stamp a greeting, I'd do it now. But yeah. And this card is actually quite a lot thicker, so we are going to end up with a very chunky card by the end of this. So anyway. Don't worry, Cynthia. I'm just waking up as well, even though it's like midday. So I'm on antibiotics now, but I have to take them every 8 hours, and you have to have food with them, which means that I don't get 8 hours sleep. So yeah, I shall be having a nap after this. Right, so we've got to there. So then, if we not really, Cynthia, no, not really. Well, I am. I'm better than I was, but I'm not better, if you know what I mean. Right, so that's that. Okay, so then we need, and I'm going to do something on the middle in a minute. I've got this, which I'm going to put in the middle. I was going to try and be really clever, but then I was like, actually, you know what? I don't think I have the brains to be really clever. I was going to, because this is die cut. As you can see, it's partially die cut. So I was going to make a little hinge there and have that open up and put the message inside there and have like a white piece inside, but that involved way too much thinking and I just couldn't do that. So that's not happening. So we'll do that in a minute. In fact, no, we'll do that now. I would like to stick it down. I'd like to stick it down with silicone glue, but that's going to add extra bulk, so we're just going to literally go with normal. Liz, you've caught the same bug? Oh goodness. It's really not good, is it? It's really not good at all. So yeah, it's not a good bug to have. Cool. Right, so let's stick this down. I'm going to put a little bit of glue around the outside and I hope it doesn't squidge through the gaps. There we go, like that. Thank you, Nika. I don't know where it's from. I think it was a magazine freebie, and I think these topper things came with the papers. There was like a whole load of different ones, and this was one of them. And this was the. It wasn't really super clear which topper was supposed to go with which paper, but I just kind of matched them up. The only thing that kind of threw me a little bit was this brownie mottled, pinky brownie border, but I discovered they had some strips of pinky brownie border that you just pop out, so I've just put that across the bottom of one of my panels, two of my panels that will go on, so it kind of ties in a bit more, because otherwise that was a bit like, it was a bit weird, it doesn't really fit. And then I've also got a with love as well, which I'm going to put up the top there, so I'm going to stick that on now. And again, I would normally put silicone glue on, but because as I said it's already quite thick and it's going to be shut, you know, it's a gatefold, I thought, you know what, let's just stick with the flat. So this also came with this whole sentiment set, so I'm just going to sit it off to one side, which doesn't really work with that frame, but you know what, it's fine, it doesn't matter, I don't mind. I have a small cat outside mewing at me. Right, so then if we close these up like this, you then need two base pieces that are 3 by 5, and you need two matte pieces that are 2 3/4 by 4 3/4, and two pattern pieces that are 2.5 by 4.5. So that needs to go onto there, and that needs to go onto there. Carla, got better soon. You just got over having this bug. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? I know, it's just horrible. The thing was about mine, as I said, mine started off like it was tonsillitis. It literally, I was convinced it was, because I had a red throat, I had little white spots on the back, I had a very sore throat, you know, the whole thing, earache, all the tonsillitis symptoms, and then yeah, and then like literally about 5-6 days in, I started to get a bit bunged up, and then it morphed into this cold cough thing. And which is basically, as I found out, it's now an upper respiratory tract infection. Happy days. So we're on antibiotics, and I have to say they are working, because I can feel the cough drying up. I'm not coughing as much. I wouldn't have got this far without coughing, maybe a couple of days ago, even yesterday. So yeah, we're definitely on the way up. We need to be, because I'm fed up of being in bed. I don't do sitting around, so if I'm in bed, you know there's definitely something not right. Okay, so there's those two pieces. Now, this one looks like it should be that way up, but this text is not, it's that way up. So they are actually coming in from the top, so that is a bit odd, but anyway. Yeah, I have, Valerie, this is better. This is me sounding better. So there you go, that tells you where I was at before. Right, so now what we're going to do is, we're going to stick these down. So I'm going to do the right hand side one first, and I'm literally going to place it on like this, kind of roughly get it so it's kind of central, and then I'm just going to get a little pencil and make a little mark just underneath, so that I'll be able to see it in a minute, but I won't be able to see it when it's stuck. And we're just going to make a little mark just on the corners, and just like here. Okay, and then take this off, and I can just about see my marks. Yeah, there. And then we're going to put some glue on here. And you might be better off doing red tape for this, I'm not sure. Ooh. And you don't want to go too much with the glue, otherwise it will splurge out. I think I might have gone a little bit much there, but anyway. And then we're going to take our panel, stick it back on again, stick it back in where it was before. Make sure we cover up those marks. And make sure we get it kind of in the right place, which is there. Bit of glue splurged out from that one. And then we're just going to open that up, and I'm just going to, oh, there's glue at the back here as well. Is there glue on my desk? It feels like there's glue on my desk. Can't see any. Not sure. Right, so let's stick that down there, like that. And then, once you've done that, you want to kind of bring that one in and bring this one over the top. And then take this one. In fact, what you can do is you can, with this shut like that, you can just draw around here. This might be easier actually. So I'm just going to use this as a template, so I know roughly where I am sticking things. So there we go, like that. And then we're going to take some glue or red tape either, all the way up here, across, down, and there we go, like that. And then we want to shut this one, so we want to put the right hand side in and then put the left hand side over, and then when you stick this down, just make sure it kind of lines up with this edge here, with the one that's behind it. So it's going to be like, oh hello, it's moved, like that. Okay, so let's just bring that in. So this is getting very chunky, so you definitely need really thin card is what you need. Okay, so once you've done that, you can go ahead and sort out the little square. So as you can see, I mean, you could just stop there if you wanted to. That's quite a nice card already, as it is. But we're going to keep going. So let's bring in our little 2x4s that we did before. So on these, you're going to want to put, one of them's going that way and one of them's going that way. If you want to do it so they both go the same way, you can, but I quite like that because then when they're open, they both kind of open out, which I quite like. And then you've got 6 matte pieces that are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 and 6 pattern pieces that are 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. Now there was some pattern paper that came with this that had those specific roses on it, which are actually on the topper. And so I just used a punch, and I wanted a 1 1/2 inch punch obviously, but the closest I had was a 1 3/8, so that's why my border is a little bit big. But anyway, it is what it is, and I don't really mind, it's fine. So then I just thought it's easier for me to do that, because then I can centre those flowers in the middle of the punch and just punch out where the flower is, and then it looks a bit nicer. So these are going to go on the front of your little squares. Ooh, like that, and then also on the inside. So just remember, obviously lay your things out so that they're the right way around. If you wanted to put a greeting in one of these, you could, or if you wanted to change up your pattern paper on the inside, or I don't know, you could, you know, you could also do this maybe for like scrapbooking and stuff like that. Or if you've got like a card for somebody, you want to put photos in it, maybe you could put some little photos in these little square pieces. There's lots of different things you could do. Okay, so that's that one. And then, hi Cindy, you overslept again, don't worry, I almost did. I got up to have my antibiotics and then I was very tempted to get back to bed. I was like, nope, I want to do the live stream, so I need to get myself up. But I could have easily gone back to sleep again, I have to say. Could have easily. Let's stick this down. Okay, so that's that one done. They're so tiny. That's it, if you want to, you can make them bigger. You could make them rectangular. You could change it up a little bit. You can make them circular maybe. You do what you want. Really go to town. And the same with those pieces as well. You could change those front pieces. You could change those so that they're not rectangular. They could be something else. So there's lots you could do with this. I just like it because it's quite simple. And also things like this 2x4 base piece kind of uses up those little scrappy bits. I will do, Colleen, don't you worry. I think that will be. I think that I will be. I have got some shopping I'm supposed to do because we're kind of, if I don't go shopping then we don't end up with stuff, so we're kind of a bit low on some things. But I don't know if I've got the energy right now. I think I'll probably go later on. It's just tricky because I've got to time it so I don't end up hitting the school run, because then that makes it even more interesting. So I might well, after the live, go and do my little bits of shopping and then come back and have a snooze. That might be the way to do things, I think. Right, and then this one here. Let's stick this one down. It's so warm outside as well. But I haven't, our house is nice and cool, so unless I go out I don't really know how warm it is. The other day I opened the door, I was like, oh gosh, it's really warm out here. It's really warm out here. In the house it wasn't as warm, it was just pleasant. Right, so that's that. So then we just want to go ahead and stick these down. So let's grab this one. I'm going to start with the right hand one, and it's going to go right kind of bang central in the middle there, and I'm actually going to do it so that it's bang central from the top of this border. So this border and this border are the same, and these are the same, rather than the whole panel, just because your eye makes more sense to do that way. So then let's grab this card, add some glue on there, like that, and then we'll go ahead and stick this down. It's going to be about there, I think. There we go. It was a bit weird getting this sickness. I normally get this exact bug, I normally get around Christmas, New Year, because I'm usually running around and doing way too much. And this year I decided not to do that at Christmas and New Year. I didn't get sick. And so now when I'm running around doing too much, it's decided to visit me. So there we go. But I actually kind of prefer to have it now than at Christmas time, because everyone's not running around doing, and there's not lots of things. It's June, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you know, so actually it's probably better having it this time of the year. Right, this is already getting very chunky. Okay, so just, as I said, bear in mind the weight of your cards. I probably should have gone a bit less chunky. So then this one is going to go on the front, like this. Gillian, don't worry, you've made my card from 2 weeks ago. Cool, 3 times, wow, cool, excellent. Well, I'm glad you like it. Right, so this front one here, it's just a case of getting it so that it lines up with the one behind. So I'm going to eye it, and then I am going to just double check it. I think they're pretty much, yeah, they're pretty much lined up. So just check that. So there you go. So let's just fold that up. So yeah, this is now very chunky. It's very thick. Can you see how thick that is? I mean, that's not going to go for a normal post. You'd have to pay extra for that. But anyway, but you open it up, and then they open up as well. So that's your. Actually looks really nice. This is the first time I've made it full all the way through up to this point. So I literally only full spat it this morning. So yeah, but there you go. And you could obviously add more on if you wanted to. But I just think it's such a lovely card. You know, as well, what I think might be quite nice is you could okie doke, Anika, have a good rest of your day. You could have like an oval, like an elongated oval in the middle, and then you could make these ovals. That would be quite cool. And then have these as like oval card blanks. So that would be cool. But yeah, I really like this. So thank you, Yvette Van Boom. And I'm just sorry that I can't find any blog or anything, YouTube channel or anything. I feel this is like the second card I've made of hers now that I've seen on hers, of hers on Pinterest. And it's just such a nice card, and she just makes some really nice cards. But yeah, so if anybody knows her or knows if she's got a blog or whatever, then please let me know. I did look her up on YouTube, couldn't find anything on YouTube, so yeah. But yeah, really nice card. So there you go. So thank you, everybody. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Oh dear, cough time. Thank you, everybody. Hi, Jeanette. As you can hear, I'm not 100% better. I'm definitely on my way. Definitely on my way, but I'm still not better. Yes, well, Karen, you said I would do that, but what time is it now? It's 1 o'clock now. If I have a nap, it could be a 2-hour nap. And then that's 3 o'clock and it's people coming out from school, so yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh, that's true. Sometimes people have Facebook pages. Yeah, I don't really do Facebook, but yeah, maybe. Yeah. So, yeah, there we go. So it was a quick live stream, but it's a nice card. It's one of the simple ones. I just thought I wanted something simple, but that looks impressive. I didn't want simple and boring. I wanted simple and impressive, and I just think this fits the bill. I just think it's really pretty, and I like this paper. I wouldn't normally choose these kind of papers and wouldn't choose these toppers, but yeah, it's actually really rather nice. So there you go. So yeah, I'm going to try and do, as I said, a 6x6 version of this for the tutorial, and then what I'll do is I'll show the 5x7. So if anybody who doesn't want to watch live streams, they can, they will have the tutorial. Well, they'll have the measurements for the 5x7, and then know how to do it because the 6x6. So I will be doing that. I will sound like this because I'm probably going to record it either today or tomorrow. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, never mind. You looked all over once for someone and finally found them on Facebook. Ah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, well, thank you. I know I am being a trooper, Sandra. See, normally I just carry on, but it's when it really knocks you for 7. It's like, there's not really much I can do. I have to give into it when it knocks you for 7. You can't really do much about that. So yeah, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the card, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to get up to the 20k. I'm really hoping to get to the 20k soon. We're getting there slowly. We're sliding our way up. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do, because it does help the channel out. It helps. I think it helps YouTube kind of promote me to other people and whatever. And also, if you can just watch and share and stuff, that always, because watch time really does make a difference. So if you can watch and share, even if you just put me on in the background, do you know what I mean? Like, you're not properly watching me, just have me on in the background. It all helps. So if you can do that and share videos to people you know as well, that all helps as well. So yeah, right. I'm going to poodle off, and I am going... Cynthia, it's only 8 AM. Oh gosh. Yeah, no, it's 1 here. 1 in the afternoon. Right, I am going to poodle off. Thank you very much, everybody. And I am going to go and probably do the shopping now, because I haven't got a lot to get, and it'll be quieter now than it will be later. So I think I'm going to go now and go for it, and then I'm going to get back, have a hot chocolate probably, and then sleep. That's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. Right, I'm going to disappear. Thank you for joining me, everybody, and I will see you again hopefully next week. I should be pretty much back to normal next week, hopefully. But yeah, see you all next week, everyone. Bye.